I cannot believe I'm doing this. I cannot believe I'm doing this. I cannot believe that I am doing this. But I'm doing it. So here we go. What was that? Why do I do things like that? It's not cute. Hi, Shanny Fannies. Welcome to Educating Shanny. I'm Shanny and I'm a mess. Hi, Shanny. Hi. So welcome to episode 1 of Decluttering Shanny. I have a lot of clutter going on in my home. I'm going to explain it all in a minute. This is my first series on YouTube. I've never done anything like this. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm also really excited because I feel like it will give me the push that I need, or the boost, or just accountability with you guys, and hearing you guys give me encouragement is going to help me through this, because this is something I've been dealing with pretty much my whole life, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. So I'm first going to talk a little bit about how I'm feeling, what got me here, why I think I'm here, where I think it started, why I'm doing this, why I'm choosing to do it on the internet, and then I'm going to explain how this series is going to go. So stay tuned for all of that, and if any of this interests you, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing this series for a while now, so go ahead and subscribe. It's going to be a doozy, and I'm very nervous about it, and so the more support I can have would be great. So basically, I think how I got here, I think it started in my childhood. We were really poor growing up. We didn't have much, and the only time we ever got stuff was like at Christmas or birthdays, and even then, like, I'm pretty sure my grandparents paid for it, and like my family just didn't have a lot of money, and so whatever stuff I did receive for my birthday or Christmas or sometimes other special occasions, I would just like keep. I would keep everything because I didn't know when I was gonna get something else, and I've always been one of those people who loves stuff. I feel comfortable when stuff is around me, which I need to work on, and I'm working on that with my therapist, so I'll let you know more about that as we go through this because it's going to come up a lot. Another thing I did as a child that I think I've shared with you guys already is that I would also hoard food, and I would hoard it in my bedroom. So since I was probably 5 or 6 years old, I started whenever one of my siblings or my parents didn't finish the food at dinner, I would sneak it and I would put it in a Ziploc, and I would go and hide it under my pillow, and then later after everybody went to sleep, I would just binge on it all night long, and that's all I would do. Just as a little girl, I remember staying up late all the time by myself, just binging while everyone in the house was asleep. And for me, I think that's kind of where it started. And then as I got after my parents got divorced and I moved in with my step family, my mom got remarried to a man who had money and was very generous and sweet and kind, and I love him so much, and he gave me so much. He gave me so much when we moved in with him, and he got me a bed and a bedroom and let me decorate it however I wanted, and he started just like letting me buy whatever food I want and clothes and stuff like that. Like, you could tell that he just felt so bad that we came from nothing, and so he was so generous in what he gave us. So all the stuff that he gave us, I also kept, like, because I just got in the habit of collecting and keeping things. And it was around that time that I also started getting messy. So as a child, I don't think I was messy. I was just cluttery. But into my teenage years, I think that's when I started getting messy. And by messy, I mean dirty. I mean like not clean, like not ever cleaning my shower. I don't think I ever in my entire teenage years washed my bedding. I don't think I ever did. My room was always a mess. It was always chaotic. I would have people come over, and if they came over, I would just shove all my stuff that was on the floor into my closet, which is something I still do to this day. Or I'll shove things that are like on my dresser or on my countertop or on my vanity or whatever. I'll just shove everything in drawers and then leave that stuff in drawers and never end up going through it. And then I'm left with all that junk. And then when I move from place to place, I take all the junk because it's easier than going through it little piece by piece and figuring out what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. Stuff just kept accumulating over the time. And then I met Danny and I got married. When I got married, it became so easy for me to be messy because my husband doesn't care about messes. He's one of those people that would rather focus on having fun or loving each other and spending time with each other over cleaning or something like that. And I don't get to see him a lot, and I don't have the energy to clean this house. That's why it's turned out this way, is that I don't have the energy. So when we were first married, he would go to work all day and I would stay home, and because I was sick, and that's when my bulimia started again. And when my bulimia started back up again, that's when my life got really chaotic, and again, this like mess just started happening everywhere and just piling up everywhere. So that continued for a long time. We moved from place to place through our marriage. Each time we moved, I had the same intent, which was, I'm going to get rid of all this clutter that we've been accumulating, and then I never do. I move quickly, I pack things, I just throw things in boxes without actually going through it, and then things just pile up and pile up. We moved in here over 2 years ago, and we still have at least 20, maybe 25 tubs that we have not unboxed, that we have not put away yet, that we have not gone through. And that's just how it is every time. Like, I'll be so excited to move in a new house, and it's all clean and it's all exciting and it's amazing, but then after, a year or two, stuff starts to pile up again, and I get dirty, and I can't keep up with the chores because of my health and my body, and my mental state, honestly. Before we lived here, we lived with my mom and my stepdad for 8 years in their basement. And when I was there, I would kind of do the same thing that I do here. So when I lived with them, their house was really large, and we have a really big family. So around holidays and stuff, family would come and visit, and they would need to stay in the basement with us. And so there were a bunch of bedrooms in the basement, but when they didn't come to stay, we would just kind of keep the living room and the kitchen area clean, because my parents are kind of clean freaks, and they would see that. But our bedroom, I would pile up the mess in my bedroom and lock my door and hope they didn't go in there while I was gone. They didn't. They respect our privacy. And then when other people came to visit in my family, we would have to move all of our stuff that's in the other bedrooms piled up into my bedroom, and it just would be a mountain of mess while people were there visiting. So this is just such a habit that I've had for so long. So when we moved out of my mom's house, it was a really, really fresh start for us, and I was positive that I'd be able to keep up on it. I started organizing, I started getting rid of things, and I did pretty good for a little while. I really did. Probably for a good 6 months, I did really well at keeping things clean and keeping on top of everything. And then eventually it just started slow and just snowballed and just became back to what it is again. So that's kind of how I got here. I kind of want to talk about like how it made me feel, because this is going to be really, really important for this series. Recently, I've been having a lot of nervous breakdowns and a lot of just crying sessions and panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I've been really, really depressed. I get seasonal depression in the summertime, so that doesn't help either. I've had a lot going on this year. I have had a lot of new health problems. I've had some marriage issues. I had a miscarriage, which was very hard and emotional. I've been fighting my eating disorder on and off. I've gained a lot of weight, which is really, really hard for me. And it's making my other health problems harder. So it's really hard to fight like the voices in my head that are like, well, if you lost weight again, then you would feel better, because that's true, I would. However, I might feel better from my other health problems, but I'm going to die if I keep doing the behaviors. So off, Ed. Thank you. I feel trapped. I feel trapped in this house. I feel trapped in my brain. Things have been on overload and I just haven't dealt with them, and this is the result of it. So it just brings up a lot of like feelings for me, because right now, since we had the miscarriage and we found out that I can now get pregnant, we've been sort of trying to get pregnant. We're not trying, but we're not trying. We're not preventing, but we're not like actively, well, we're sort of actively trying, but not like super actively. Like if I know I'm ovulating, then yeah, let's try it, but it's not like we're tracking ovulation every day and doing that. Why am I talking about that? Okay, anyway, my point is, we're working on that right now, and I just feel like I'm like trapped in this mess and that I can't possibly have a baby, and I think it's because I'm so chaotic everywhere else, and I need to start fixing this chaos. And so I'm going to start in the visible place and hope that the mental part will also follow as I work through that as well, because nothing changes if nothing changes, and it's time for me to make a big change. So that's what I'm doing. So I think what's funny about me, and this is gonna sound really weird, but try and go with me here. I'm sure some of you are out there like this too. If I could put a label on myself, I would say that I am ironically OCD. I am OCD. I've been diagnosed with the OCD in the past. Hi guys, sorry, I just need to interject this. I'm editing this video right now, and I just want to say that I know a lot of people get offended when you say I am OCD as opposed to I have OCD. I actually do have OCD, and it doesn't bother me when people say I am OCD. In my mind, I just think it's the same thing. It really doesn't bother me. But if anybody out there is bothered by it, just ignore every time I say I am OCD. Just replace it in your mind with I have OCD, because in my mind, it's the same thing. I'm not saying that this is all that I am. I'm just saying that this is a part of me, and I feel comfortable saying it. So it's your choice if you want to let it offend you. But if it is really going to bother you that much, then just replace it in your brain. Whenever I say I am, replace it with have, and then hopefully that'll help. So, okay, back to the video. I am OCD. I've been diagnosed with the OCD in the past, and it's something that I got over. I fought it, and at least the ones that were bothering me the most, like I used to sanitize my hands at least 100 times a day. My hands would be red and burned and scarred, and it was really, really bad. So I worked really hard to overcome that, but I'm still OCD when it comes to being clean. Hold on, stay with me here. I know you're probably thinking, are you kidding? But listen, here's what it is, okay? I'm so OCD that if I start cleaning one area, because so many people have been like, Shanny, just do one little area at a time. And I'm like, I can't do that. My brain doesn't let me do that, but I'm gonna for this series. That's why I'm doing this, and I'm challenging myself and blah, blah, blah. But the reason I haven't been able to do it in the past is because, how do I even explain this? If I start with one area, so like say that I start right here, I clean everything that you're seeing. I clean everything in this corner of this room. My cleanliness will kick in fast, and I will be so OCD that everything else isn't clean. I won't be able to stop, is my point. So like I'll start a project, but then I won't be able to stop because all that I will be zoomed in on is a mess. And so once I'm done cleaning that corner, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna see that mess, and I'm gonna feel like I have to finish that now. So I think most of the time, if I know that I don't have the energy to do this, then I just would rather not clean at all, because I've always had that mindset of like, well, if I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna clean everything, and so I might as well not clean at all. So literally all I do is clean my kitchen and my living room every day, and that's it. That's all I do. And there are even days where I don't feel like doing that either. So I'm doing this because I want to challenge myself, and I want to put myself out there and really show like one of the darkest parts about me that I've never shared with you guys. Like, this is one of my secret problems that I've hid from you for a while. And you know, I'll joke sometimes that I'm a hoarder and I'm a messy person. Everyone's like, no, you're not. Your house is always so pretty. That's because you don't see it up here. You don't see the place. You don't see the floor where I keep the mess the most, you know? So let me tell you how this series is going to work. Each episode is going to feature, I guess, a different space in my home that I will clean. I'll declutter, I'll clean, I'll film it. And while I'm doing all of that, I will talk to you, and I'll talk to you about what feelings are brought up as I'm cleaning, or if there's something I need to vent about that day, or if there's some deep clutter in my mind that needs to come out while I'm decluttering my house. Hopefully it'll declutter my brain, and just whatever comes out during the process is how it will go. So basically each video I will pick a spot to clean, and then while I'm cleaning, I will open up to you about what's going on deep down inside that's hard for me, that I've been swallowing down and keeping in. So it's going to be a very refreshing process, and I'm excited for this. I'm also extremely nervous because obviously I am sharing with you the most intimate part of my life that's also the most embarrassing part of my life, and I'm really, really nervous about that, obviously. And also I'm a little nervous about you looking at my body. I'm very nervous to do this, but I know I need to start showing you my body because you're going to be seeing me clean big areas, and I'm going to be doing time lapses and stuff so you can see my whole body, and so that's also scary for me. It's also scary that I have this fear, this huge fear, which is why I hide it so much, that I will be so judged that people will not want me in their lives anymore if they knew how messy I am. And I'm not sure where that came from, but we're gonna figure it out. I'm working on it with my therapist, and I'm gonna try and talk through it here because it's a big issue. Because once I am done with all of these rooms and all of this whole entire long ass plan that I'm gonna do, as soon as I'm done with it, I don't want to go back to this, and so I've got to work through it as I go. So I'm very nervous about that. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna push myself and get it done. I also want to say real quick though that I will not have any upload schedule. I feel that if I put pressure on myself to do it on a certain day, or give you a video every single day or every other day or once a week or once a month or whatever, I don't want to schedule. I just want to do what I can when I can and listen to my body and just start slow and really just try and work my way up to finishing this huge process. This is probably going to take like 20 videos is my guess. So this is going to take me a while, so be patient with me on the days. If I don't film, that means I wasn't up to cleaning that day. My body's very sick. I might have to get surgery soon. So I'm gonna try and get all this done so that before I have to get my surgery and stuff. But until then, just know that it's really important for me right now that I do not put pressure on myself and have an upload schedule. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for doing the things. I can't believe I'm doing this still, but I'm really proud of myself, and thank you guys so much for your support and your love, and please let me know if you're doing this along with me. When I made the announcement for this, a bunch of the comments were like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it with you. I need to do it too. Please let me know. Maybe you can take the steps with me, and maybe you can do the same areas that I do at the same time. For instance, I am terrified beyond belief to do my bathroom. I am horrified to show you what is in there. It is not pretty. So stay tuned for that. It's not cool at all. And if you don't need to be doing this with me and you're here just to watch and encourage, thank you so much. Like, I already appreciate the encouragement just from the little announcement video that I made. So I'm just really, really, really excited and really nervous, obviously. But I think this is gonna be really good for me and for you guys, and we can just do it together and all the things of the times of the places and get it done, and then just get the clutter out so we're not cluttered anymore in the brain or in the house or in the butt. Nobody likes a cluttered butt. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Not sure when that will be yet, but I will see you soon for another video, another decluttering Shanny video, and I'm really excited to get started on the nitty gritty, dirty, really bad stuff. But for today, thank you for letting me introduce this. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. And remember forever and always that you're beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye!